KZ fam, I'm back with another video, and today, man, we're gonna be doing a little something different. We're gonna be checking out, can all demons together defeat Muzan? This is gonna be an interesting video to watch because I actually wonder, can they? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I don't know, maybe Kokushibo would have the best shot, but like all of them together is crazy. But anyways, thank you guys so much for all the support, man. I appreciate you guys so damn much. If you're new to the channel, you're into the content, make sure to hit that sub button, hit those likes, and turn on notification bells so y'all get notified whenever I drop a video. And don't forget, down in the description, we have the link to all my socials and the Patreon, where we do daily Bleach episodes. But yeah, man, let's go.
Which ones would pose the most threat to him, and which ones would be defeated in a matter of seconds? Well, firstly, I think we can all agree that normal demons would pose no threat to Muzan, as they can be easily eliminated, even by amateur demon slayers. Because of this, let's primarily focus on demon moons. Despite being insanely powerful, the 12 Kizuki would face a great deal of trouble while battling Muzan. During the Sunrise Countdown arc, all Hashira's and Tanjiro combined barely...
Okay, let's be honest though. Lower moons would also stand no chance. So...
Muzan. During the Sunrise Countdown arc, all Hashira's and Tanjiro combined barely succeeded in defeating him. The biggest reason they managed to pull off such a colossal feat was due to Tamayo's help. Tamayo was well aware of Muzan's strength as she had spent a good amount of time with him. Therefore, she came prepared with a poison strong enough to weaken Muzan significantly, allowing the Hashiras to fight him in a somewhat fair conditions. Muzan is quite literally invincible, and if he fought the Demon Slayers in his full power, he would easily obliterate them. Keeping this in mind, there is absolutely no way that the Demon Moons could defeat him. He would probably crush them all in a matter of minutes. Alright, the answer to that question was pretty obvious, but what would happen if Demon Moons fought Muzan in his poisoned state? Would it be any different? Muzan isn't just powerful in terms of physical strength. He's the king for a reason, as he is the one who created the army of demons. Additionally, all demons are made from Muzan's cells, which means that he has complete control over them. The cells act as a double-edged sword, offering great strength to the demons, but at the same time, making them vulnerable to Muzan. In Season 2 of the anime, when Akaza visits Muzan to inform him about the Muzan train incident, the Demon King is pretty furious at him. In his fury, with just one look, Muzan inflicted immense damage to the poor demon. For a demon as strong...
Man, that's actually very true. Bro, I completely forgot about that. They share Muzan's shit, Muzan's blood. So, he could basically do with them whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? He created them, so. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's tough.
Strong as Akaza to take so much damage with just one look speaks volumes for Muzan's capabilities. This basically implies that the Demon King, no matter how weakened he is by injuries or even poison, can defeat any demon in a matter of seconds. So, if we wanted to make this comparison realistic and fair, we would have to strip Muzan of his ability to control other demons. Only then can the Demon Moons have a fair fight with the Demon King. Therefore, let's take away this specific ability of Muzan for a second and compare how each demon would fare against him in a fight. Which ones would be able to hold their ground and fight for a long time, and which ones would die quickly. Would any of them be able to inflict any damage on Muzan at all? First of all, we'll not include average demons and lower moons in this comparison, since, as we already stated, they are just too weak and wouldn't make any significant difference in the fight. The first upper moons would be Gyotaro and Daki. The two siblings have two advantages. One is Gyotaro's blades, giving him significant crowd control over Muzan's tentacles, and the other one is the fact that they need to be decapitated at the same time in order to kill them. Muzan's tentacles are pretty strong, and having the ability to take care of them is a considerable advantage. Unfortunately, Gyotaro lacks speed and strength required to battle a powerful adversary like Muzan. What's more, Daki is his weakness, and even Muzan believes that Gyotaro can do much better without her. All in all, both of the siblings would be killed fairly quickly. Next is Upper Moon 5, Gyoko. Gyoko has some really strong abilities, such as teleportation and spawning large fish monsters from his pots. Considering the fact that Gyoko has been on Muzan's side for a long time, the Demon King is well aware of his tricks and techniques. Gyoko's abilities may work on someone who has no information about him, but for the Demon King, he's a piece of cake. Muzan would easily destroy his pots, quickly defeating the Upper Moon 5 demon. Moving forward, the Upper Rank 4 also has a very impressive skill set, which might just help him last a bit longer in a fight against Muzan than the previously mentioned demons. Hantengo can manipulate his flesh at will, allowing him to increase or decrease his size and make clones of himself each time he is decapitated. This is a very useful skill to possess, and considering the fact that Hantengo is one of the stealthiest and fastest demons in the Upper Moons, he might just be able to prolong his life against Muzan and even dodge some of his attacks as well. However, at the end of the day, Muzan can still easily beat him. His flesh manipulation may be bothersome, but it would only mean that Muzan would have to spend a little more time battling him. What's more, he doesn't possess enough strength to actually deal any significant damage to the Demon King. Alright, here's where things begin to get serious, with the next challenger being the one and only Akaza. The upper rank 3 would definitely pose some problems for the Demon King, and
Akaza might have been able to be like 2 or maybe even 1 if he were to eat women, you know what I'm saying? Because apparently when you eat women you become even stronger, but he doesn't eat women, so
let me explain why.
That's crazy.
Akaza was insanely strong even as a human, and now as a demon, he is on a completely different level. His sole weakness is the Selfless State ability, possessed only by a few demon slayers. This power, when awakened, can prevent Akaza from sensing his opponent's fighting spirit, making him useless in a fight. However, this ability is unique to the Demon Slayers only, meaning that Muzan would not be able to hide his presence from Akaza. What's more, he also possesses the ability which allows him to pinpoint his foe's weaknesses. All of that, coupled with his exceptional martial arts skills and speed, would definitely allow him to land a few blows on Muzan. Due to his experience and overall much greater strength than Akaza, Muzan would obviously win the fight eventually, but not without a few scratches. So, if Akaza managed to land some hits on Muzan, how would Doma fare against him? It's pretty unfortunate that we weren't shown the full extent of Doma's powers and capabilities in the manga. However, based on what we have seen, Doma is not to be underestimated, as he is a staggeringly powerful foe. An essential point to note is that he doesn't really have any known weakness. This would make it much harder for Muzan to deal with him. The only reason Doma lost in the manga was because of his careless attitude and the poison he consumed. Shinobu had been consuming the wisteria flower in minor amounts for over a year, and even then, Doma didn't die from absorbing her. In any case, he would not have to worry about the poison in a battle against Muzan, and he would definitely not underestimate the Demon King one bit. The upper rank 2 possesses perception, mobility, and strength that far surpasses those of the demons mentioned before. Even his blood demon art is quite impressive, and allows him to manipulate his flesh and blood to create ice and frost. Using these techniques, Doma can deal significant damage and possibly freeze Muzan. Therefore, he would definitely put up a good fight, and would stand his ground the longest, but would eventually lose. Finally, let's talk about the one who would really give Muzan a tough time. The Upper Moon one, Kokushibo. Now, the fight between the two would be very interesting indeed, considering how
cause this guy right here was Yuichi's brother, right? And apparently, like, he became a demon because he didn't want to die from the mark or something like that. So I feel like I don't know.
Unbelievably strong they are, but that's not the main point here. The reason why it would be pretty different from other fights so far is Kokushibo's ability to regenerate his head while decapitated. This power was witnessed in his fight against the Hashiras during the Infinity Castle arc. Akaza could also regenerate while decapitated. Their fight so far is Kokushibo's ability to regenerate his head while decapitated. This power was witnessed in his fight against the Hashiras during the Infinity Castle arc. Akaza could also regenerate his head, but I'm only mentioning Kokushibo because Akaza's regeneration was much slower and he gave up midway. On the other hand, Kokushibo managed to fully regenerate his head in a matter of seconds. This would play a massive...
Okay, so there is a catch to finishing them off. Obviously, like the other upper moons that... Actually, not Gyoko, because Muichiro finished them off quite easily, but for the others there was like a catch. Whenever they would decapitate them, it would be like something different. Like they would have to do something else. So Akaza can regenerate his head, and Kokushibo can do that as well. So, what?
Role in his fight against Demon King, and would mean that even when Muzan decapitates him, Kokushibo will survive and continue to fight. Additionally, Kokushibo is the only demon capable of using breathing techniques, which makes him all the more dangerous. His moon breathing combined with impeccable swordsmanship would give Muzan a pretty tough time. A point to note about his regenerative abilities is that he only managed to regenerate his head once during the fight with the Hashiras. He may be able to do it multiple times, but we can't be sure of that. Therefore, if Muzan slashes his head multiple times, he would probably not be able to recover in time, and ultimately, the fight would end in the Demon King's favor, but it would definitely take some time. And now, the final question. What if all upper moons fought him together? In general, each upper moon is usually as strong as a Hashira. Some of them are even more powerful, comparable to the strength of 2 or more pillars. Even
Right.
Shinobu
That
agreed
is
with
true.
this statement. Therefore, we can say that this would be similar to Muzan fighting a dozen Hashiras at the same time, which is more than he fought during the Sunrise Countdown arc. This would be the
Damn.
greatest battle of all Demon Slayer history, and Muzan will not be able to get out of this one easily. The fight would be much longer with all 7 of the Upper Moon demons working together, gradually weakening the Demon Lord and tiring him out. The Upper Moons would be at a significant advantage due to their strength and unique abilities, which they can combine to inflict massive damage on Muzan. At the very beginning of the fight, the Demon King would act quickly to take care of the weaker Upper Moons like Gyoko, Daki, and Gyutaro. Before they are killed, Gyoko and Gyutaro would use their special poisoning techniques on Muzan. It wouldn't do much at the time, but in the long run, it may weaken him a bit. Furthermore, as time goes on, Akaza and Kokushibo would deal a lot of physical damage to Muzan. At the same time, Doma would use his powerful blood demon art and the powdered ice to poison Muzan even more. The fight would begin to wear the Demon King down, weakening him to the point that the Upper Moons now have a slight advantage over him. Eventually, near the end of the night, the Upper Moons would have wounded him enough to decapitate him, and the one to do it would be none other than the strongest of them all, Kokushibo. However, let's not forget that Muzan is capable of regenerating his head, making him immune to death by decapitation. Although he wouldn't die, regenerating his head would wear down Muzan considerably, making it extremely hard for him to kill the remaining demons.
How does he die
The battle would eventually come to an end, with the sun rising and burning all the demons, including Muzan, to ashes. Therefore, the end of this incredibly long and impressive fight would be a tie, and none of them would be standing victorious at the end. Click on this video, where we explained what would happen if Yorishi became a demon. Don't be shy!
Man, that was a fairly interesting video. Yeah, man, we saw a few spoilers there in the manga. Low key, I kind of want to check out the arc in the manga with you guys, but I don't know if you guys would like that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, KZ fam. I think definitely, I don't know, man. I feel like the Upper Moons would probably be able to take that fight without his ability to control the demons, of course. I feel like they would probably take that fight, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, Kokushibo is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And then with Akaza's help, that's already tough. And Doma, you know, I don't know. But anyways, I love y'all so damn much. Stay positive, stay healthy, and most definitely keep that strong mentality, man. Out.
They'll be guiding me right